Hi. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I am on a civil rights pilgrimage. What is a civil rights pilgrimage? Well, it's myself and 51 other people. We are incredibly unique and incredibly diverse in all different aspects of our identities, and we're going together on a 9-day trip to the Deep South. We start in Nashville, Tennessee, which is where I am currently. We're going to be traveling by bus to Montgomery, Tuscaloosa, Memphis, Greensboro, Little Rock, Birmingham, Selma, and many, many other cities. We're going to be meeting with foot soldiers during this time, visiting sites that are iconic to the civil rights movement. And over the last 2 months, we have been prepping. That means doing readings, discussion groups, building group trust with all the various different people that are here. One of the really, really cool things about this experience is that a portion of the people who are on this trip are students, and they are the ones who have been leading and organizing what the experience is going to look like. And so it's been inspiring to be led by them, and it's inspiring to see how they show up in this experience. Another thing that's also really exciting is that 21 Progress will be hosting our own pilgrimage. So, this came out of a need of recognizing that we need opportunities for our youth to practice leadership in action. And our youth are really, really excited and hungry to dive into leadership, to dive deeper into leadership, to dive deeper into social justice, and to put themselves in uncomfortable situations at times. And so I'm on this experience, and what the plan is that I'll be doing one video a day, and I'll also be posting photos along the way as well. But I hope that you'll tune in and that you'll check them out, and I'll be sharing stories from the pilgrimage and also sharing a little bit of my thoughts. So we had a really amazing day to start. We visited the legendary American Baptist College and met with Dr. Rip Patton. And he spoke about his incredible, incredible work as a freedom rider, testing segregation laws all over the Deep South, risking death, and peacefully confronting violence and extreme, explicit hate. It was such an honor and a privilege to meet him, to hear his story, to be in his presence, to be in community with him. Later on that night, he gave us a tour of Nashville, different civil rights spaces that were in the city. So it was just incredibly inspiring to be there. The story that I want to tell is from our bus ride back. So it's 10 o'clock at this point, and it's like hour 4 that we've been on this pilgrimage together, and we've already had all these incredible experiences, and already I can tell that there's been a really profound connection that's being built between all of us who are on the trip. And but on the bus ride back, a lot of us have been traveling, we're pretty tired, and it's 10:30. And before we can call it a day, though, there's one last thing that we have to settle, and that's around making a decision as to whether or not we should attend a Trump rally that was taking place tomorrow evening near Memphis. So there were some mixed feelings. Initially, it was really positive. There's a lot of energy and excitement about the opportunity to go, but then there's a little bit of hesitation from a couple people. What we did was we left it open as kind of like an open discussion process for folks that wanted to share. They had thoughts about the process, about the experience. They could go up to the front of the bus where they could speak into a mic. Yes, there's a mic on our bus. It's really, really exciting. They can speak into a mic and share what their thoughts are about this issue. And so several people, a lot of us did that. It's like I heard people say things like, when will we ever be able to do something like this again? This experience is going to be really educational and like really valuable, and that's why we should go. There are several people who saw it as an opportunity to raise awareness and speak to the supporters of this campaign. And then folks also expressed fear and discomfort as well. Folks were fearful that their actions were going to be misconstrued as support. They also recognized, even though most of them were nervous and some of them were scared, that generally, like folks, it seemed like they wanted to go because they see it. expressed that even though there was risk that was associated with it, the benefit and the payoff was too important, and that the opportunity should be taken. And then a couple students did this, but one student really in particular went up and spoke with a lot of courage and bravery, and spoke with passion from his heart about how a situation like this can be incredibly traumatic and triggering for not only him but others and others on that bus who would have to confront a lot of ugliness by being in that space. And his advocacy, his poise, his courage was nothing short of inspiring. And I really just have to thank this person because, initially for me, like, my opinion about it was really excited. I was supportive of the idea. I wanted to go. I had my activist hat on. I had all these privileges around and blind spots around, being an activist and being there and the type of impact that I could make and the type of change that I could help produce. And I was excited about that. But I wasn't thinking about the group, and I wasn't thinking about every single individual and how it would affect the group as a whole. And that's what this student did. He brought that into not only my awareness, but other people's awareness. And soon after, folks started going up to the mic, and they started saying things like, I was supportive of this idea, and I am no longer supportive. I was supportive of this idea, and now I'm taking a really hard look as to whether or not we should actually do this. And it was because of the student, it was because of his advocacy that we were taking another look at this with a different lens. And through this different lens, we were able to really quickly come to a consensus that this wasn't a good idea, that we should not go. And in that too, the other thing that really resonated for me was that I started to see that we were really tying our liberation to each other. I can only be as free as the most oppressed person on that bus with us. And if one person can't do it, then us as a team, as a bus, as a group on this mission together, we're going to be supportive of that. And we're not going to do it either, because we're all connected in this and we're all in it together. So that's day one. I hope that you'll join me tomorrow. In the many days that will follow after this. There's going to be incredible stories, and I'm so excited to share them with you, and to be able to bring this experience here to Seattle as well. Thanks.